Beth Drake with Keller Williams is here with me, and of course it's always good to see you, Beth.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, welcome back. So I know we want to touch briefly on some numbers that just came out, so tell us what they told us.
Well, it's pretty amazing, as we know that the inventory's been low and we've had more sales than ever in the last 12 months, but the sales are out, and in June, the prices have gone up 40% overall on Hilton Head Island, whether it's a condo or a house, since June of 2020.
That is amazing.
So there's not much inventory. The inventory is down anywhere from 50 to 70% depending on where you are. And to put that in perspective, a house that the median price in Sea Pines was $750,000 in June of 2020. Today it's $1.4 million.
Wow.
So there's a lot, and so of course people are still thinking about, should I list my house? Well, yes, if you've ever thought about selling, even if you're thinking 6 months from now, you should list now, because who knows when the mortgage rates are going to go back up.
Right.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that a little bit, though, because I think people see this market and they get excited about it, and they get excited about what they think they could get for their house, and then they also get excited about the fact that, hey, things are just selling like hotcakes, so maybe I can do this by myself and not have a listing agent. Tell us why that's probably not the best idea.
Oh, that's such a great question, and I actually get asked that a lot. And well, we don't just put, an experienced agent isn't going to just put your house in MLS and hope that it sells. And in this market, you want to make sure you get the most money and the most bang for your buck. I know that there's multiple offers out there, so by using an experienced agent that has been listing and working with multiple offers, I'll know how to work the offer to make sure that the seller's getting the best price.
Right.
On top of that, I know how to handle inspections, what has to be fit corrected, what doesn't, even talking the agent into just buying it as is.
Yeah.
So it's a good example. I actually had a listing appointment this morning, and the guy had put it on, he withdrew it. They had it on the market for about 5 months, and he had it with one of these flat fee brokers where they say, okay, I'm going to list your house for $500. I'll put it in MLS, but you're going to have to handle everything.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
He had 60 showings, and it never sold.
Wow.
So one of them he was telling me about, it was because of the inspection. The buyer didn't like something on the inspection, and the agent was doing some other things. And had I had that listing,
Yeah.
I know how to work the inspections. I wouldn't have let some of those things happen. I wouldn't have had some of the inspectors there. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when you have an experienced realtor to make sure that you get to the closing table, that you just don't sell it, but it's a smooth process.
Right. Well, and in this market, to have something sit there for 5 months, that's just kind of unheard of at the moment. So that's an excellent example of why you really need somebody experienced in your back pocket.
Yeah,
So.
and you want to qualify the people. You don't
Yeah.
want someone just going through, like for instance, you'll see some of the photos that I've sold, but some of them are, $5 million homes, $2 million homes. You don't want just any realtor bringing somebody through there.
Right.
You want to make sure they're qualified, that they're pre-approved, and that the house will fit them.
Right.
If you have to go up a whole flight of stairs to get to the main floor, you don't want an 80-year-old doesn't need to be seeing that house.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what having a listing agent can do for you.
Yeah. A lot. They can do a lot.
Yeah.
So we've got a little over a minute. I know you wanted to share some photos with us of things that you have under contract right now.
Right.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, you can see as we flip through, these are some that I've just sold or that they're getting ready to be sold. But more importantly, I think what I'd like to get out to anyone watching today is that I would love to give you a complimentary market analysis of your house. I think it's worth it in this market. If you think you may be downsizing in 6 months, if you think you might want to build a home somewhere else in 2 years, if you can get this premium price right now while they're still up, it's a good time to really think about it.
Yeah. And there's a lot that can be done if you do have a time frame that's a little bit further out. Maybe that buyer doesn't want to move here for 6 months either.
That's right.
And having somebody like you to navigate that.
Well, with the lack of choice of homes to buy,
Right.
I've been putting listings under contract where the seller can actually stay there a couple months rent free. Things like that to help it's easier for the seller.
Yeah.
Because if they are going to buy something else, they need to really already have that cash in hand.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Beth. It was great information today, and it's always good to see you.
Yeah. Thanks, Betsy.